one person, Stu. Stu, who's not even in his seat right now. Good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and call our meeting to order, the Board of Commissioners meeting for Monday, September 19th. And I would ask that you join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And our first order of business would be the approval of the regular meeting minutes from September 6th, 2022, and the special meeting minutes from August 31st.
I'll make a motion that both minutes be approved as submitted.
Second, we have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that motion carries. Paula?
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, I'd like to recommend the claims from September 8th, 2022 to September 19th, 2022 be approved without exception.
So moved.
Second, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
Mr. Vice President, I'd also like to recommend the payroll dated September 16th, 2022 be approved without exception.
So moved.
Second, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. Highway, Stewart?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The first couple of items on our agenda are both have to do with Morehouse Road project, which is upcoming. The first item is a supplemental agreement for right-of-way services. This is a reduction to a not-to-exceed value of $226,927, a net decrease of $39,058. It basically has to do with a reduced number of parcels required for the project. I'll vote them both together. The second supplement is with DLZ again. This is for the PE engineering services, having to split the project into two phases for lettings for construction in 24 and 25 in two separate projects. And this is an increase of $134,600 for not to exceed $1,139,690.
And why is there no supplemental agreement number 2?
That one's already been passed.
We did that before we heard 1?
No, supplemental 1 is for right-of-way services. Supplement 3 is for design, and you've had a previous 2 on design services. They're actually 2 contracts, same project.
Okay. So the supplemental agreement number 1 is just kind of a change order to the agreement that we've already approved, because it's a decrease.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Vice President, I'll make a motion we approve the supplemental agreement number 1, the supplemental agreement number 3 as submitted.
I will second that motion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion passes.
Okay. Next, we have 3 separate subdivision street acceptances. The first is Barrington Lake Subdivision, Section 1, Phase 2. You'll be accepting Folkson Way, Wallingford Street, Manton Road, and Padstow Drive, a total of 0.453 miles. And you'll also be accepting a maintenance bond in the amount of $60,104.30 from Fairfield Contractors.
Mr. Vice President, I'll make a motion we accept the streets in Barrington Lakes as stated and the maintenance bond from Fairfield Contractors for those streets.
And I will second that motion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
Okay, the next is for Barrington Woods subdivision section 2, Finsbury Street, Haddington Lane, and Helmsdale Drive for a total of 0.334 miles. And again, a maintenance bond from Fairfield Contractors in the amount of $45,362.
I'll make the motion, we accept those streets in Barrington Woods as stated, as well as the bond from Fairfield Contractors.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
Okay, and our last acceptance is Avalon Bluff, which in Section 3, Phase 3, including Chivalry Drive, Muirhead Road, Heraldry Drive, Pebbleshire Lane, and Kings Creek Drive, a total of 0.414 miles. Atlas Excavating is providing the maintenance bond in the amount of $41,901.
I'll make the motion, we accept the streets in Avalon Bluff as stated, as well as the bond from Atlas Excavating.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stu. Next up, looks like we have a banking services agreement.
Jennifer's here.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. I'm asking to extend our current banking services agreement with First Merchants Bank as our primary bank for the Treasurer's Office from 9/15/22 to 9/15 of '24. Did consider doing an RFP this year, but didn't seem like a very fair thing to do to the staff if we were to switch over to a new bank at the end of this year with me leaving. So 2 years would give someone else the opportunity to evaluate the services as they are and do an RFP if they wish. Right now, our primary bank rate is Fed funds plus 10 basis points, and I haven't seen that anywhere locally or throughout the state, quite honestly. So I'd like to keep the arrangement, and First Merchants agreed as well to continue the agreement.
So the agreement is largely exactly as it is. It's just a continuation.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's really by law the only way that you can extend
And
it is if there are no changes.
And then, does this have to be heard by the Board of Finance as well?
Don't believe so. I believe it's just an
Okay.
agreement signed by you guys.
Okay. Mr. Vice President, I'll make a motion. We extend the contract for banking services for the county with First Merchants.
I will second that motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Looks like we have a change order.
Yes, we have one change order from the roof project for this building, and it's a decrease of $5,000. It's just unused money that was set aside for allowance. With that, I'll make the motion that we approve that change order.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Looking for Sharon. Looks like we might be on our own.
She watches on live stream. Here she comes.
There goes your 10 minutes.
Do I need to sign in? Good morning. Busy world in the grants today. I would like to ask permission for Teeman to apply for a $20,000 grant from the Homeland Security for a competitive grant. Smokey and I are going to meet with us later today to see what kind of equipment or supplies will be needed that will fit in with their high priority funding.
Mr. Vice President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to apply.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes.
And I would also like permission to apply for the 2022 EMPG salary reimbursement in the amount of $69,357, which isn't even close to the 50% that they're supposed to be giving us, but we're still working on that. And the match will be the benefits and the remaining amount of their salaries.
Mr. Vice President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to apply.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
I'd like for permission for Alicia to finish up the FY 2023 funding from Indiana Department of Health for the WIC programs that starts their fiscal federal year on October 1st. She's working on that application and would like your permission to apply for it.
I'll make the motion, we grant permission to apply as stated.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And the motion passes.
I'd like permission for CASA to apply for a grant, I'm not sure the amount yet, for Kids Foundation to fund needed assistance they need for their program.
Mr. Vice President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to apply as stated.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. And the permission to accept grants, the Health Department received a contract to continue their program for the school liaison and school assessment reporting in the amount of $440,000 that will report through the fiscal year of 2023.
Mr. Vice President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to accept as stated.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes.
And the last one is the surveyor received a $3,500 grant from the Indiana section of AWWA, which is awarded to the Youth Water Science Education Grant, which will achieve a better world through better water.
And what is AWWA?
Yeah? American Wastewater Association.
Okay. Cool. Mr. Vice President, I'll make a motion, we grant permission to accept as stated.
Second, any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes.
Thank you.
Do we have any new or unfinished business to be brought before the board?
I have none.
If not, we have reports, monthly reports on hand from Central Mail and Duplicating, from the Wabash River Heritage Corridor Commission, and from the Office of the County Treasurer. All will be available for viewing at our office immediately following the meeting. Is there any public comment? Good morning.
I'm Mickey Penrod. I'm co-president of the Master Gardeners Association of Tippecanoe County. I'm going to put my name down here while I'm thinking about it. And today I just wanted to come down and let you know that we had an extremely productive season at the gardens, and it continues. We have a lot of fall gardeners. And we had an ice cream social, and at that ice cream social, we just had a card made up to let you know how much we appreciate what you've done.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's
So
very
Town
kind.
nice.
Gardeners signed it as well. A lot of times you don't hear the thank yous, but I think it's been very productive. We've been able to contribute to many of the food pantries in the area, and also fed a lot of people, put food on their tables. So I think that was really a good thing.
I might also note that it's the largest card we've ever received.
Yeah.
I believe.
I know. Now, see, that's
Not that
my-
it's a competition or anything.
I know, but that is my teacherism coming out in me, you know.
Very
I
good.
Handmade and much appreciated.
Well, that's very nice of you, thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned. That is kind of neat.